and welcome to the Wild Wild West podcast. My name is Richi, and yes, I am sick. Over this way here is DZ representing his Los Angeles Chargers. And down below, we have Nabman representing the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, for all of you who are joining us after the fact or live, we are in search of a fourth to represent the Kansas City Chiefs. Sorry, it's been so long since someone's been on the show repping the Chiefs. I almost forgot the team name. But we are
Right.
looking for someone to rep the Chiefs and provide that fourth on the panel to bring the rounded division again. And we are very much looking forward to getting that other opinion there on the show. However, we do have a great show for you tonight. We're going to be going over a little bit more combine. One of the members of the show here actually was at the combine. And we're going to talk at the very end of the show, and it's just a quick little roundtable format like we sometimes like to do with some of our topics. A quick shotgun round of a couple players that we think that our teams may well trade from our respective teams. And I'm sure each of us have some opinions in terms of who they would like to see get traded away from each of our teams as well. So, with that in mind, gentlemen, how are we all doing?
Great. And yourself?
I'll be better probably by tomorrow.
I'm sick as well, but not in your way, just in a different way. I caught that stomach bug, which apparently I've never caught before, but I guess is really common. I guess down here between winter and spring, norovirus or whatever I guess it is. Not fun.
They put names to all of it, don't they?
Yeah, I guess so.
I think it's just being sick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, well.
Is what it is.
Hopefully, this whiskey will take care of it too.
Just drown it. Drown it. That's what my grandmother always told me. Drown
Yeah.
the sickness.
Yeah, I got a beer to chase it down with too, so hopefully it'll all go away. So, look, Nav, I told you it's like there's certain things like I might be Canadian, but I basically have all of the traits of an American. So, yeah. So, the combine now largely done and dusted. Really interesting showing for those of you who haven't seen the highlights and whatnot. The fastest combine on record overall. Now, it didn't break the 40 time, so no one beat the record this year in terms of the actual 40 time. But when you look at the entire positional group, like full breakdown, everything all together, the fastest for combine we have ever seen. And
Do we know who holds the record?
Yeah. Xavier Worthy 4.21.
Oh, okay. So not too long ago. All right. Wow.
Yeah. 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Nav. Yeah, definitely speed. I mean, even with the big fellas, man, like pretty impressive seeing them move. But I'm not. I'm more of a what are they? The cone drills and like
the cone drills. Yeah.
10-yard. That's like my thing. But I guess 40 is pretty impressive for running backs and wide receivers, things like that. Yeah.
The splits were. I think the splits were more amazing with the defensive ends and edge rushers and stuff like Bang. I couldn't believe a dude his size got through the split like that.
No, the one dude that was crazy.
Who was that? There was another dude.
I can't remember the cone drills though. If we're talking positional groups, the linebackers were insane. Like there was a linebacker that went through the cones backwards faster than most people can run forwards.
Jacob Rodriguez.
I love Jacob Rodriguez, man.
He pushed his draft stock way up in that combine.
He had such a killer stash too. No homo.
Yeah. Unreal. And he had a monster Selleck stash.
Yeah.
And it was unreal, bro.
Yeah. Dude looks like a stud, man.
And his old lady's a freaking Black Hawk helicopter pilot in the Army.
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah, his wife is a Army Black Hawk helicopter pilot. She deploys in May, right after the draft.
Well,
it's unreal, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty rad. I like that.
Rodriguez, I'll take that dude in the freaking silver and black all day long, bro. As a green dot. That dude does pretty much everything.
I heard it was a pretty good it's a good linebacker draft.
He had a bad game in the playoff when they got into the playoff, the college football playoff, because he got absolutely freaking targeted, to be taken out of the ball game. So
I must have been like not paying attention with the linebackers, but I do remember Rodriguez and watching some of it. But I was kind of impressed by the tight ends. I thought like Kenyon Sadiq just like went nuclear. I mean, tested in the 99th percentile in everything that they test tight ends in. And then Stowers as well, the kid from Vanderbilt. That's like if you don't get Sadiq and you can get Stowers, it's just like, like 1A, 1B, C-ish kind of guy.
But it's not even that far of a drop off when you look
no,
at
not really.
Stuff
but,
either, really. Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be pretty cool to see where they end up and what type of offense those guys end up, because they're not really that. I guess Sadiq can block, but is like he's an okay blocker, but not really. That's not his game, obviously.
Yeah. So there was a quarterback. No kidding. I can't even think of who the name was. But when the 40s were going for the running backs, the quarterbacks were doing their verticals. And this quarterback, somebody help me out. His vertical was like 49 inches or some crap like that. During the 40s, which most people are watching more than them coming up there and tapping the pop sticks, right?
Right.
This dude, the whole crowd went, wow. It was crazy. Tell you what, you guys go ahead. I'm going to look that up. I can't remember.
I mean, I guess we should get this news out of the way because it is divisional, like real quick. I mean, it's Trent McDuffie got traded to the Rams.
Oh, that helps us all.
Yeah. To me, it seems like the Rams are F them picks again. I think they were so close to getting to the big game last year. They smelt it. Their secondary was complete ass, trash, however you want to say it. And McDuffie's going to provide some really good balance for them. But to me, that kind of signals that the Chiefs might be having another down year. Obviously coming off of a 6-11 season. Mahomes coming off that ACL. And it seems like Veach is trying to reload and get some fresh young dogs in there. Because, they've been drafting, pretty high for a while, right? And so the lower you can draft, the more draft capital you can get, the more guys that can get in there. And so I expect them to be the Chiefs of old in probably a few seasons.
Yeah. I agree. I also think that what they're going to probably try to do is convert the McDuffie picks into a tight end this year. And I also believe that they're going to be trying to, in the first round, now that they're picking as high as they are, they're going to be looking to get their tackle, like their left tackle.
Yeah. It seems like, Richie, it seems like everybody is needing an O-line, my team included. But I think I put out a post, or I was in a chat. I think it's up to 12 teams now in the league needing a center or an upgrade at center going into this new league year. Like, it's pretty wild. Everybody's going to be going after trenches, and I think with the cap space that went up, everybody's going to have a little bit of money to play with to try to get some guys. But yeah, I think the Chiefs are definitely tight end, and obviously didn't they release Juwan? I believe they.
I think so.
They let the dude that jumped off sides damn near every or false start, whatever it was, every play.
Yeah, they let him go, but I think what you're going to end up seeing is they're going to be retooling at those key positions while they're picking as high as they are. And I could even see them trying to package certain picks to move back in maybe to the lower end of the first round. Like it just depends on who's there and what options are there. Because unless Patrick Mahomes falls off a cliff, they're going to bank on him coming back, not this coming year, but the year after at full strength.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so they're going to be like left tackle, tight end, younger wide receiving core,
Running back.
Pat Mahomes coming back full, decent defense, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they're going to be seeing that as a recipe for them to blow the doors off the league again.
Hmm.
Add on, no, I truly believe so, because I think they're looking to recreate the Chiefs of old, which is we don't want to ever have a crappy defense like they used to, but they're going to be comfortable with middle of the road, and they're going to be looking for an offense that is just like yards and points galore, like Mahomes used to have with like when Tyreek Hill and Kelsey were in their prime.
Well, I'll say good luck. They can try again. We'll see if the NFL or our division lays down for them like we did when they were running it. I sure hope that's not the case. You know, obviously the Raiders look like they're rebuilding and they've got plenty of ammo to get back up going. And the Broncos were this effing close last year. My Bolts, not as close, but getting close, you know, back-to-back double-digit win seasons. So, yeah, good luck, Chiefs. Guess not really.
Yeah, I mean, with McDuffie gone, and didn't they just their left tackle or right when they're left tackle, they're trading him or he's retiring or
They released him.
kind of, huh?
They released him to save cap space.
Yeah, so Trent, right?
Yeah, no, Juwan Taylor.
Jawan Taylor. So my guess, that dude's a Pro Bowler, bro. I mean, come on.
He's not. He doesn't suck. He just does something that annoys every other opposing fan base. Is he like times the snap, and he's moving before the ball does, and they let him get away with it forever, and then they finally kind of cracked down on him last season a little bit.
Well, doesn't so him being released, McDuffie being traded, doesn't that tell you that the Chiefs have no interest in actually going anywhere this coming season?
It kind of means that they couldn't afford to pay McDuffie, who was due for contract extension.
Well, I think their team, as it stood, if they kept it the same, was a Super Bowl contender, if healthy. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I agree. They look old to me,
but that just tells me that they know Mahomes is not going to start at the beginning of the season. That's what it tells me.
They could possibly get somebody. There's going to be a lot of quarterbacks moving around, not really high-end quarterbacks, but they can possibly get somebody in there to help them float for a few games, right?
Like Tua,
Kyler, yeah, you never know.
I mean, Kyler, it's already been said he's released.
Yeah.
So he is released, but can't do it till March 11th. And I firmly believe, I think the Chiefs may do that.
I'm not sure if Veach can look that low to find Kyler in a crowd.
Andy Reid could probably do some fun things with Kyler. If Kyler still has that speed.
It's already built on a mobile quarterback. The entire offense is built on someone that can be mobile, right?
Right.
Mahomes is not a behemoth, but he's definitely not a Kyler Murray,
no.
size-wise. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I agree with you. But I'll tell you guys what, if I may, I went to the combine. I was actually there with my daughter. So it was more of a daughter, like dad and daughter day. And we got to like watch the running backs run. We didn't have a whole lot of time there. But I will tell you what, if you guys have an opportunity to make it to the combine at Lucas Oil Stadium, it is absolutely presented to you. You go to the app, it's called NFL One Pass. You pop it in there, you have a QR code. You're granted access to the stadium. Can you be on the field? Absolutely not. But it's 100% free. The parking's probably going to cost you $20. And if you want a beer, that beer is going to cost you $10. Same shit as a game. Don't get me wrong. But my daughters, now they're 31 and 33, so they're not like a bunch of kids. You know what I mean? But they had this one where it was like a scavenger hunt where you go around and you find these signs and you actually freaking click the QR codes and stuff. And they were obsessed with it. You know, and just to get every one of them. They had an outdoor experience that had all 32 teams like make huge helmets where you could take pictures with it. They had like a punt pass kick thing going on. They had a like a passing thing going on. They had all kinds of stuff going on outside. It was just unreal on Saturday, the amount of stuff that was going on out there. So
like a good time.
I went there Friday just to meet content creators and stuff like that. And a lot of them were already in the building when I got there. So I kind of missed out on a few of them. But on Saturday with my daughters, I did meet Jeremiah Love's parents as they were headed back inside because the running backs were getting ready to work out. And Jeremiah Love Sr. So here's the funny part. You want to hear the funny part? So on Friday, I wore an IU like quarter zip with a Raiders hat on. And I'm standing there talking to Jeremiah Love Sr. And I kind of like made a little bit of a joke about how cool would that be if for whatever reason the Raiders can get Mendoza, trade back into the first, get Jeremiah, and him and Genty are in the backfield together. How freaking crazy would that be? And he actually spit in my face because he had a mouthful of water when I told him that. He goes, "Oh, dude, I'm so sorry, my bad," and all that, right? And I'm like, that's okay. Shouldn't have said that while you had a mouthful of freaking water. And then got pictures with him and that type of stuff, and everything was cool. And then when we were out there, he ran his first 40, and it was actually unofficially 4.39. And you could even see on the screen. They had him on the screen. He's like, "Get off. It's the get off." And he even told me that's what we got to work on is the get off on the 40. And Jeremiah Love's dad told me that he was never ran track before. He was never on a track team. So he didn't really know how to like take off from a sprinter span. And what I didn't realize was a lot of like running backs, they don't participate at the running side of things. They participate in like high school and college and stuff like throwing.
I mean, I think most of these guys have to go through combine training to even just do the drills at the combine. And it's like, right? And it's like you watch them all go up for their 40.
Well, they bring dudes with that train them before days prior to that. But the thing is, some of these players don't get a big opportunity in that because they're doing pressers, they're doing all this other stuff in the early part of the week. So a lot of them don't have opportunity. You know what I mean? So my guess is that. But Mike Washington was ready. That dude was ready, bro. You could see it sitting there live. You could not see the dude's legs move. They were just like a blur. I'm like, this is going to be a good one.
Who,
And my daughter Cheyenne says, "Oh, this dude's flying."
Nav, who was that linebacker that had a brother there as well?
He was a linebacker, wasn't he?
Yeah, there was two brothers. They were
Yeah.
interviewing their mother.
And the little brother smoked his big brother in the 40.
Well, they're way different sizes. I think he's
Yeah.
like 6 foot, the other's 6'4". That linebacker,
Oh,
6'4".
wait. Linebacker the linebacker was big brother. The corner is
Is a little brother.
But
Yeah.
the corner
That's
is
the-
actually the
Oh,
older brother, I
Sonny.
think.
The older
Oh,
brother's
Sonny
nickname
Styles.
is Sonny.
Sonny Styles.
Sonny
Oh
Styles.
my
Styles.
God, dude! Whoever Sonny Styles, wow.
The DNA is freaking there in the Styles family. I'm telling you.
Oh wow! Like both of them, obviously, the linebacker brother Sonny is just.
Sonny.
Did
Sonny
you hear his
Styles.
nickname? Do you hear why he got it?
Yep,
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
Because he had a short temper, right?
He had a short temper, and his temper reminded them of the character from The Godfather.
That's
Yeah.
right. It sounds like
You
they
know-
raised those boys to be like competitors, like
Yes.
pretty much like let them handle their own stuff.
And you know what I thought the coolest part was is when a lot of these players, how humble all of them seem. And like Jeremiah Love's mom and dad, the running back out of Notre Dame, they were so humble. They weren't like these. They ran up on we walked up on one another, and I'm talking about Jeremiah Love. I'm here to watch him run because I think this dude's a freaking stud, and I love Indiana football in general. IU or you know what I mean, and then apparently Jeremiah's uncle is a YouTuber. So he goes, "Well, that's Jeremiah's dad right there." I'm like, "Really?" And I just went over and I just shook his hand immediately so he didn't have an opportunity to say no. And then we had pictures together and stuff like that and was chit-chatting, got water spit in my face on accident. At least he said it was an accident. And then and that type of stuff, but great people, man. A lot of humble freaking athletes these days. They're not walking in the door all freaking, thinking they're going to beat, because guess what? They already made money in college. You know what I mean? So it is, you go back a few years, these guys roll in the door thinking they're the best thing since sliced bread. Now, the thing about it is they've already gotten paid.
But the
So they
NIL
know
money is what you're
money's
talking about. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now they know what money's about,
Yeah.
having their own.
I mean,
So-
do you guys agree? I've heard a lot of seems like they said this last year as well, but they were like, most of these draft analyst guys pretty much think that there's only 12 to 15 or 14 real like round one guys in this draft, and the rest are just higher end guys. What do you guys think about that? You agree?
I think the skill positions outside of quarterback is going to be pretty heavy in the first round.
I wish there was more quarterbacks because
I think there's going to be quite a few receivers based on the way they operated in the combine. The damn wideout room was freaking stupid. The wideout room was just unreal.
Yeah. I did not watch the whiteouts.
That would be why the records were broken. Overall, and I mean everybody was in the 4.3 range. It was crazy. So,
I think so. To answer this, Sasha Bruce, I think he's talking about Kenneth Walker. We talked about this before the show kicked off. I predict that Kenneth Walker signs with the Broncos. So that's just where I got it.
I think so too. I'm the same. I think that's gonna happen.
I was like, Allison Walker. I'm like, what? Hey, Kennethan. It's close.
Yeah, Dank says that's surprising with the NIL. But I think he's saying it's surprising that they're humble as they are. I think they're as humble as they are because they're like, okay, we're already making money. We're kind of getting it.
You made a good point, Nav. That's a really good point. I would
But-
never thought of it that way.
But now the next step is, oh my God, money.
Sure.
Yeah,
So
but
we're not
I
there
actually
yet.
think you're. So what I actually think that you're gonna get is, I think the NIL money that the players are getting now is a bit humbling for some of them that would have otherwise thought their crap doesn't stink. So, for
Right.
example, what I mean by that is, sure, these guys are able to earn a little bit while they're in college and whatnot. Some of them more than just a little bit, and that's fair enough.
Right. Right.
But the thing is some of these guys that came out of high school being gassed up by all the coaches and all the recruits and all that kind of stuff come
Mhm.
into the college world looking for the NIL money and quickly find out that they're in competition with a much larger group of equally talented guys, and because for that same pot of money, right? Because there's only so much money to go around. And I actually think that it humbles a lot of these younger guys early on when they don't get what they think they're going to get from the NIL money.
Mhm.
And then when they come into the NFL, they're no longer coming in saying, look who I am, sort of thing. I think I deserve all the things in the world. They've already had a humbling experience trying to compete for the NIL money, and often not got what they thought they were going to get, despite,
Exactly.
It's
A
so I think that's,
humbling experience.
yeah, very humbling, right? And so I think that's a good thing for some of these guys in some regard. Now, in other regards, it adds a layer and complexity um, to college that we'll see. Hey, super chat. Thank you. We got Kyle
Hey,
Evans.
hey, Bourbon County Raider. If you haven't been on my channel yet, I don't know why you're not.
But
The
Kenneth
same.
Walker to the
Bourbon Country
Broncos.
Raider.
Yeah, he
Well,
pops in from now to now. You got to
yeah.
subscribe to
Yeah.
Nav's channel, man.
Yeah. So we got
I mean-
Kenneth Walker to the Broncos. He's hoping. Let's cover the super chat here first. I am curious, Kyle, go ahead and leave your comment down below. What is it specifically that you like about Kenneth Walker? I'm going to reserve and hold back on my comments because Gage Madrid, who is Broncos Syndicate, that's his channel on YouTube. He is certainly in the upper tier of subscribership there on YouTube.
I think Bourbon's asking for Nav's channel.
Raider Shield Family is Nabman's channel. I'm sure he'll drop it down as a
He just did.
comment
Good
for
job,
you.
Nav.
There we go. But on this one here, Travis Etienne has actually been the guy that a lot of Broncos country is trying to pound the table for.
Yeah, he's younger.
No, he's older.
Is he really?
Etienne's older. Walker's younger. Walker's 25, I think, and I think Etienne's 28 or 27, something like that. So
Trevor and Travis are two different people, though.
Oh,
but the Jags running back.
The Jags running back.
Jags
Sorry,
running
the Jags
So
running
you're
back.
saying that he's older than Kenneth Walker?
He is a year or two older. I'm almost
wow.
positive.
Let me look. You keep going.
I mean, they're both similar, but I mean,
so
they're both great.
Kyle,
both great options.
I want to look. You dropped the super. I want to hear your comments, my man. What is it about Kenneth Walker that you like? Is it the MVP?
Oh, here he goes.
Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. His cut. He has good vision on the field, and he gets between the tackles. Piece we're missing in the run game, and Harvey is more of a receiving back. Etienne is like inconsistent. I'm gonna say at times. I agree.
He made a good point.
Yeah.
Between the tackles is something that the Broncos, obviously, it's not really in their DNA, but they needed somebody to handle that, especially short yardage situation, goal line.
So
like that.
Hold on. I don't think Walker is actually the best option. I'm going to leave that on screen. Kyle, appreciate the super and the comment, my man. Thank you. I agree actually with largely what was written here. I am also a Kenneth Walker fan. I said that our last show, so this is no secret in
Right.
terms of where I'm at with this. In my opinion, I think Walker has a few traits that the Broncos need. He's got that fast first cut getting through the tackles, which the Broncos really don't have right now. The only guy that has a fast cut like that is Jaleel McLaughlin. And the problem with McLaughlin is that he's kind of a one-trick pony. He's not great at pass pro, and he's somewhat limited in how and where he can run. Walker is far more versatile than Jaleel is. And I also agree with your assessment of RJ Harvey. I am actually not a huge RJ Harvey fan overall. I thought he had a good year, but not a great year. I think he struggled running between the tackles. I think that he had very much a Williams year for the Broncos where he should have run between the tackles and he kept on trying to bounce it to the outside. He needs to learn how to run between the tackles and earn the dirty yards as a running back. And then when the outside runs are then there, then that's where you book it and do your thing and kill it, right? And that's what Walker showed in the Super Bowl. He showed the ability to run between the tackles, and then when the outside runs were there, he ate them alive. and and I think that's what the Broncos need. The Broncos need a Kenneth Walker guy to take care of that. And then on top of that, we also need a bruising strong running back. We need a big time kind of bruiser style.
I mean, Kenneth is
And
only 5'9", but I don't think he would appreciate what you're
He's
trying
a
to say.
bowling ball, though. He breaks
No.
tackles
Yeah,
a lot.
Kenneth Walker shimmy shakes, break tackles, does all those sorts of things, and I
Yeah.
agree with that. But the thing that he's not going to do, he is not going to take a pile of defensive linemen and throw them backwards.
No,
sure.
he's not.
And that's the type of guy that I'm talking about.
Right.
Like I'm looking at a dude like oh, we had him on our team.
Let me see.
His last name's Murray, I think.
Latavius
He's like
Murray.
Latavius Murray. He's like
Yeah.
6'3" and like 230 or
Dude,
240.
Oh, you're welcome for him because
Hey,
Yeah.
and not. I mean, I'm just saying. Najee Harris says he'll be ready, looking healthy.
Najee Harris is that dude in front of
I mean-
RJ Harvey. Najee
Yeah.
Harris would be that guy.
So
Or
what I'd like to see, and Kyle, curious as to your thoughts on this. I agree. He's also patient. So yes, I agree
He
with
is
that as
patient.
well.
Waits
So
for his spots.
here's my vision for the Broncos running back room. Bring in Kenneth Walker as your big free agent signing at the running back position to solidify the room. RJ Harvey in his second year, you hope to see improvement.
Mhm.
That's your 1-2 punch. Your spell running back, who's kind of the bigger guy, but also a veteran presence, is going to be J.K. Dobbins, who I'd like to bring back on a cheaper
Yep.
deal because he's oft injured and has come out publicly to say he'll take a discount to stay in Denver.
Yes, and
Okay.
if you can keep JK
Yeah.
healthy, he's
Yeah.
going to torch people.
Yeah.
He's going to
And
torch.
so agree. And JK can be that guy that once you're kind of ahead in a game, if you just put him in to spell and come in and allow him to build steam,
Yep.
he's the most dangerous like third guy on your roster that you're ever gonna
There's
have.
no question.
Because that dude he's a bell cow back, but just can't stay healthy.
The thing I
And
appreciate
so
about JK, real quick, Richie,
Yeah.
is on the short time when he was with the Chargers, is he's a good locker room presence.
He is.
He's always positive. He's always smiling.
Just wants to play.
Yeah,
Wants to
Yeah.
So I feel like teammates feed off of him. He's got
Yes.
positive energy. He's a good guy to have around.
Yep.
So if he's willing to take a team friendly deal, why not? I mean,
Exactly.
look, he his big total con and is his health. His body just lets him down. But when he is out there, he's
He's
electric.
amazing. He
Yeah,
is.
he's a great running back.
And then the fourth guy that I want to bring in is a draft piece that is I brought up one of the guys on the last show. I forgot his name. I had it in my notes here somewhere. But I'm a big balance guy when you watch film and tape of running backs at the college level. I want to see a guy that gets hit that kind of stays level with his pads and allows his legs to act as a swivel underneath him. Walker does that. RJ Harvey doesn't do that as well. Okay, just
He
being
will.
honest.
He will.
He'll eventually learn.
Right.
J.K. Dobbins, by the way, does a pretty darn good job at doing that as well, to kind of his credit.
No,
And I want to.
J.K. Dobbins doesn't have to.
Well, he's kind of
He just gets under everyone's pads.
Yeah.
And then or stiff arms them to the ground.
Yeah, and then I want another guy in the draft that we can kind of round out that room with the fourth running back, because I do believe J.K. will be on basically like a 1 year kind of prove it deal, and then we can bring in that fourth back. And then if JK really wants to come back on another 1 year prove it deal the year after, then great. If not, then we can let him walk and get another guy. But I'd like to kind of see that as my running back room. And if we have that as a running back room, then we're dangerous. Like, that's a dangerous football team with that as a running back room.
I agree.
Jalen Black from IU is a perfect fit for the Broncos as in the draft. I firmly believe that. That dude,
I'm going to take your word for it. That's another wide receivers and running backs. I did not pay attention
to. And he can catch football. He's like a very fast fullback.
You know the Raiders are going to want to pair somebody with Genty, so I'm wondering, right?
Well, running back room wise, but I think that can go to the right a little bit, because Hemby will be there. There's also running back out of IU that's going to be in the draft.
Now, do you think they go free agency and pick up like a vet with him, or do you think?
I think so, because it's pretty clear a 3-4 exotic 4-3 is what's going to be done on defense. If that's the case, you got to have a run game that has a fullback style. You need to be able to kind of run a 12 personnel or a split back style, where the two running backs are taking care of each other. So when I mentioned Jeremiah Love, to trade back into, because he's going to be in first. Jeremiah Love's going in first.
Yeah, but how far in are you trading up to? That's the question.
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
And we're going to discuss how that can happen later when we talk about who we're trading.
I got another guy prospect that was in the combine. What did you guys think about Caleb Banks? He's unique. He's a unique prospect, and there's pros and cons on him. So I'm just like, he's been rumored. Let me see. Where are we? 6'6", 327 pounds. Like, he's a massive, massive defensive lineman.
Bourbon, I agree with you. We won't get Love, but I'm just saying that's a deadly freaking backfield.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because it's Jeremiah Love, just this freaking massive dude, that runs a 4.36. That can obliterate people, is all I'm trying to say. It can obliterate blockers. So when it's his time, he's the one blocking. When it's Genty's time, when it's not Genty's time, Genty's the one blocking. Proved that he can block pretty damn well as well. So,
and that was kind of the Chargers' MO this year, that they wanted at the running back position, was effectively interchangeable guys that are similar height, size, build, whatever.
With Najee and Hampton.
For the first block, it was actually looking rather promising for the Chargers.
For like this long.
Yeah.
For like this long, it looked like it was going, and then it all went to hell in a handbasket.
Well, exactly. But Hampton, hold on.
This right here is why Bourbon Country Raider needs to get on my channel, because he is in my mind.
Oh,
That is freaking crazy that he said that, because one of the next things out of my mouth as far as the running back room was the fullback Bredesen
I mean,
out of
you usually
Michigan.
don't get a fullback until like the 7th round or UDFA.
Get him in the 5th or 6th,
Oof.
probably. He's that good, bro.
Okay, I
He
take the
is
word for
that
it.
good.
Now, do you know what would probably piss you off a lot, though?
What's that?
Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos run a fullback properly. Like they actually use a fullback, like legit use a full, like
Mhm.
you know where I'm going with this already. So I know I
All right.
don't even need to finish, but
All right.
like Sean Payton's offense uses a fullback proper, and it's not just like for show. It's used like one of the most in the NFL on field as part of the offense.
Right.
And as much as Davis Webb is going to be a play caller, there's still going to be a reasonable percentage of the Sean Payton offense that's still going to be in play. On top of that, the mile high air is well suited for a fullback playing because it wears you down when you force the run like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a good move by the Broncos all the way around. Now, I love Prentice. Prentice is my guy. I called it, by the way, that he was going to be winning out that competition no matter what, and he did. But if a young fullback is available that is a standout in any way, shape, or form, and if the Broncos feel that he is maybe a bruising running back plus fullback, et cetera, that could fill that role, the Broncos could well, like you said, 5th round, 6th round, whatever, like somewhere in that range. We were close enough last year that they could see that as their answer instead of going,
Right.
you
Agreed.
know, drafting a running back. I'm just using
Agreed.
that as an example. Like that
No, I
could
agree with
very
you
well
100%.
be, yeah, that could very well be their path. Yeah.
I was looking at Bourbon Raiders comment because right now the Raiders have around 88 million in cap.
80, yeah,
88.
87.8.
Yeah, I guess there's two. You got Over the Cap and Sports Track. They both have similar but slightly different.
Yeah.
So if you were to add 34 or 38 on top of that, that would take them well over. I think that's like what is that 126?
Yeah, plus another 20 is going to be added on top of that on the new league year. The cap is going up as well.
I think they already did that.
But oh no, not yet. March 11th, that happens.
Okay, so everybody's going to get another 20.
Everybody, so it doesn't really matter. Everybody's getting another 20.
Because as of today, my Bolts are at the top with 99 million. So, yeah, this is going to be a downside with this. I feel like the price for just subpar players is going to go through the roof, which,
yes.
And then everybody's looking for offensive line, not Richie's team, really.
Right.
Raiders, Chargers.
What a bagel. You gotta find that dude for what a bagel.
Man, we're gonna pay him
So
$3 for some trash.
That brings me a little bit to what I think is going to happen with What a Bagel. Kyle, I know you're a Broncos fan. What a Bagel is my name for Wattenberg. This may be an unpopular opinion in Broncos country, but again, I don't care. I actually think he's the worst player on the offensive line, and it's not even close. And if we are going to be a run first team and we want to ensure that we force the run as well as protect Bo Nix, the center position is either one of the most important or the most important position on that offensive line to do so, because that's the closest the straight line right to the quarterback is right through the center.
Yep.
And he has struggled so hard. However, Ben Powers.
Well done, Kona.
Kona. This is after my whiskey's done, so I'll be joining you shortly. But Ben Powers, in my opinion, is going to be a trade candidate for my Denver Broncos. That does two things for my team.
I just heard that too.
One,
About Powers.
yeah, one, it saves us cap space. Two, he's a sought after commodity because he's actually playing quite well. And three, we have two or three other dudes on the team already that can backfill that position, including Whatabagle, who I actually think is better suited for a guard anyway, because when he's out in the open and trying to look to where he needs to go, he guesses wrong like 50 to 60% of the time. And that's a problem.
You have one job.
Right. And so I just think he's better suited to just simply move over to guard, play the guard position, and then we bring back Palcho, best name in football.
Yeah, I love it.
and have him as the I can play every role on the offensive line guy and go from there. I just think that's just like our best, like for my team. I think that's the best for us.
Right. So, hey, just a quick note. We were talking about, earlier about Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne is either 26 or 27. He was born in 1999.
Right, so, and Walker's 25.
Yeah, right. I looked that up a little bit ago.
Yeah. So I was right.
So I was right.
Yeah, you heard me.
Yeah.
So I just put up Spot Track. So Spot Track has Raiders at 85. So I think you guys love the OTC 88.
Spotrack's throwing that in there because it's literally available money now.
Yeah.
And
you guys do have 35
about all these different folks that like throw these numbers up there. They take different things into consideration.
Yeah. So because nothing really becomes official.
Let's just go anywhere between 85 and 90 million is about where we're at.
What Bourbon did talk about, Gino, and then because I could see Gino going to another team, obviously.
Well, Gino's but we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, that's gonna be a boatload of money. That's a boatload of money, man.
That's part of the trade piece,
right?
That I was going to talk about. But I will tell you, Kona says at 93 Nabman, we only have one job. We do our shows: gulp, 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 pop open another beer, and repeat. Well, I've watched your show, and that is kind of your job. That is kind of what you do, and I agree with it. It's important to numb yourself on the teams that we're associated with because it's always painful. You need some numbing. I get that.
It's also important that he numb himself a little bit because he's co-hosting with a closet Chargers fan in Bill.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
So,
Bill, God, man.
That's crazy shit. That's crazy talk right there.
Yeah. Yeah. It just is what it is, So,
Kona, you getting blasted, bro. I love it though. Ouch.
What? Bill's the old man that's got the get off my front lawn vibe. It is what it is. Just I call balls and strikes. It just is what it is.
You can't put shit in my mailbox. That's a federal offense.
Well, let's also not forget that Bill is also from California.
Oh, look.
And
hey, Big E just popped in. Amazingly.
Big E's the bomb. Big fan. I like that guy.
Oh, dude. So Max is going to go where I think he's going to go. I predicted in my chat. I got Max Crosby going to the Cowboys, and sounds like that's probably the possibility.
So
disagree. We'll talk
I
about
do
that
want
one.
to I do want to bring up this super chat here again from Kyle.
Kylie Van or
If we
Kyle
can
Evans. There we go.
if we can give Kyle Evans a round of applause for dropping the second super chat here on the show, I appreciate
I
it.
hope this doesn't happen, but
And this is going to be a very interesting proposition. Let's go ahead and read this super. Before he goes, what do you guys think about Eli Stowers, Rich to the Broncos? I don't have a lot of faith in Ingram. And who else do we get at wide receiver? That is a two-pronged question, and I'll answer the first part of it first. I will be honest. I need to do a little bit more digging into Stowers and his blocking ability. I know that he obviously has the athleticism to be a top-tier wide receiver or big-time kind of wideout at the tight end position, and I think that's fine. But the one thing that the Sean Payton style offense, and I don't think we're going to deviate that heavily away from it. I just think it'll be called differently under Davis Webb. Is you need a tight end that is kind of a well-rounded tight end to be the most effective in that style of offense. You need a guy that can both pass pro, pass catch, and kind of do just kind of all the dirty work that's required at that tight end position. I need to dig more into Stowers to see if he can do that kind of stuff. And if he can, then I have zero issues with that. And I think that's that would be a great pickup, because I do agree with your other comment, which is Ingram was underwhelming to say the least with the Broncos last year.
I was so bummed when he picked you guys over LA, and then I was like, "Oh, thank you. It went pretty well for us."
Yeah,
but I've been saying it all offseason. That's what the Broncos are missing, is a dynamic tight end threat.
Yeah. Now, Ingram will probably be around for another year, so he could be kind of that big body possession style wide receiver if you want to run him that way. Or he could also be the throwing a bunch of guys out wide where you have him kind of play that role as well. But at the end of the day, you need a longer term answer at the tight end position. And I believe that Ingram is obviously not an answer there. Stowers could well be one, or there's a few other guys as well, by the way, who are interesting that I'm starting to look
really
into.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently. So, number one,
the line. Okay, anybody can do that. At 93 Nabman on Instagram.
So does that mean that he's in Kentucky?
Either that or Tennessee, which is where I'm at. So
yeah, but Tennessee considered sour, like that's Jack Daniels sour mash.
So yeah, it's sour mash, bro. Jansen's in Florida.
He's 19, Army man. 19 years in the Army. I was like, if he's 19 drinking.
19 years in the Army. Okay.
Yeah. See, I got it right. What's your favorite bourbon? Mine's Woodford Reserve.
He's 19 now, so he's active duty.
I'm a 19-year. No, I think he was 19 years in.
No, he said, I'm a 19-year Army man now.
I'm sure he'll figure.
So my guess, he's probably one more year, and he's eligible for retirement. That'd be my guess. So, Kentucky, what base is in Kentucky? The Army base there. Trying to think.
Fort Knox.
Well, no, that's not really an Army base. But Fort.
Yeah, I don't know of any bases out there.
No, Stewart, I think, is in Georgia.
Help us out, Bourbon.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt. I was just trying to get connection with this guy. Another veteran. Absolutely want these dudes. I want connected with these guys. But if you just do at 93 Nabman, shoot me a message, say who you are, because not a lot of times on Instagram these translate. I'm not going to accept you as a follow unless I know who in the hell you are. Yeah, trust me. All these other two dudes above me right now can tell you that it's very selective when we. It, you got to let us know who you are because certain stuff happens. And Jansen, do not sweat. Don't sweat. Don't sweat. So,
So onwards and upwards in terms of stuff. I just wanted to kind of cover off the super, address that appropriately. I thought that was important. Love the uh, participation in the chat tonight. So thank you for everyone who's here with us. Just as a quick mid show piece, while we have all of you here, if you are on the channel, click that thumbs up. If you have not subscribed already, please go ahead and do so. And if you have another question or comment or want to drop a super to make sure we get it right on screen right away, feel free to do so. And also, for those of you who are on another channel, down in the description below are all of the other channels here associated with the show. You can find those there and go over and like and subscribe to those as well. It really does help get the show out to more people just like yourselves who are fans of football and the AFC West. So, just real quick, I want to bring up another name from the combine that just caught my eye because just a few traits that I found interesting, which is now going to make me want to go back and look at some film and whatnot. And that's Mikel Bell.
It's not ringing a bell.
He is 6'9", 346 pounds, and he ran a 5.36 40 time.
What is he at O-line, D-line?
He's an offensive tackle.
Jesus. Giant.
So they compared him to the big dude that's used to be with the Patriots. Not Mackay, the tackle. What's his name? Like the behemoth dude that was with the Texans and then was with the Patriots.
Not Hansel. What's his name?
I keep on forgetting his name now. He's an
Help us
equally
out, chat.
large. He's an equally large human being. We'll just put it that way. He was intriguing to me because he clearly has the mobility and the size like the physical size, you just can't teach. Trent Brown. I think that's it.
Trent Brown. Oh yeah.
Yeah, just like an enormous human being, right? Just like,
Yeah.
Like
Trent Williams from the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
This dude.
Yeah. So the point here is he put out some really interesting numbers based on his size. And that's the sort of thing that you can't coach, right? Like you can't coach that height, you can't coach that weight, and you can't really coach a guy being that mobile at that size and weight. So now the question is, you want to now go back and look at his game film to see where he's at on the sliding scale of like first round can't miss tackle to, maybe you take a flyer on him in the 6th round just because tackle is like a premium position. And I'm looking at that dude and thinking 6'9", 346. If the Broncos could take him in like the 6th round, for example, if he's maybe in the needs work category, I want to move him over to right tackle.
That guy's gonna have a stroke in Colorado, man. He go up there, try playing a full game, he's gonna have a stroke unless they train him up. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I guess the real kicker there is when you're 6'9" and you're already at 5280 in terms of altitude. That is not a great combination. But
there's probably a reasoning like behind your guys' style of low line. It's like dudes that can handle playing up there.
Yeah, I mean, that might be true. But you do really need, like, what we've seen from the Broncos in the last few years is we've been able to do pretty well throughout the majority of the season. But once you start getting into the playoff, like actual playoff teams, like deep playoff teams, you need size and strength on the offensive line to really hold your own.
That kind of showed for you guys in the playoffs on a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you really do need that like proper size and strength. Um, like Quinn Miners is a great example. He is a great combination guy for Colorado and Denver. He is angry, he's big, he's stout, and he's perfect for guard for our team. We just need a bunch of other dudes that are similar in terms of their like mental mindset in terms of how they play football.
You guys have Mekhi Becton. Why don't you sign him?
I'm good, thanks.
Oh,
Um,
no thanks.
yeah. So
We
and
dodged
then
that bullet last year. You can have him,
yeah,
DZ.
No, we cut him today.
No.
yeah,
I'm just saying you can have. We dodged that bullet last year.
yeah.
We got hit by all the bullets from him. That guy graded out 81st in guards against the run, 72nd in pass blocking. He was a giant turd. Giant turd.
Absolute waste of money.
Oh my god, stealing. He was stealing. And then he
Makes-
goes on Instagram on his story and like posts all this like haha laughing and like he's happy, and it's like, no dude, the whole fan base is celebrating tonight. Everybody's cracking a beer because you're out on the way out. It's Jonnu Smith is the one who got released by the Steelers.
John O. Smith is not a terrible pickup for anyone. I'm just saying, as a tight
So
end, dude
I agree.
is a freaking beast.
So I got a question for the chat as well as my co-host here.
Okay.
What we've seen from this year's combine, and ultimately what will be in the draft as a result, we're seeing a few position groups that are probably out of necessity coming out of college, and in turn coming into the NFL as being more athletic and almost more NFL ready than ever. And that is the inside linebackers as well as the wide receivers. Which position group do you think is going to be more devalued in the next 3 years as a result of the athleticism and the NFL readiness that we're seeing from those guys? Do we think it's going to be the inside linebackers, or do we think it's going to be the wide receivers?
I think this linebacker group in this draft is as heavy as I've ever seen it. As far as the freaking mentality, the speed, the coverability, the tackling, this linebacker room is probably the best we're going to see in a long damn time.
They look pretty good.
Yeah.
Really good.
I mean, it's ridiculous what some of these linebackers
But
were
to answer
doing.
Richie, I think it's wide receiver because linebackers are sneakily having to become coverage. They're like second,
Yes.
they're not just run stoppers. They're covering guys now, these elite tight ends and wide receivers and running backs who are just getting faster, bigger. So I think wide receiver could become devalued,
Right.
except with the exception, some of the cream of the crops, like Chase, Puka Nakua, JSN, those types.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think linebacker you're going to start seeing come back, and this is the NFL doing this thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
it's constantly evolving.
And
That's
the running back value now at this point is very low.
we got another one, Kyle.
Another super coming in from Kyle Evans. This is number 3. Big round of applause for Kyle again, jumping in with the super for the show. Super chat reads, if the Broncos don't get a wide receiver this year, what do you think about Nick Harbor for next year? He's big at 6'5", very speedy. I see a little of Julio.
Oh.
Julio was an interesting guy. A reasonably polished route runner coming out of college, and everything I was digging into Nick Harbor there indicates that he's good, but not like polished. But he definitely has the intangibles. So you're drafting a little bit on potential there, combined with size and speed. Um, so I do agree with your premise, which is back in the day, and it wasn't that long ago, if we're going to be honest, 6'3", 225, and can run quick was the mold that teams were looking for, who could also then box guys out because the NFL was a little bit more physical back then than it is now. So he has the potential with his size and speed to kind of be a little bit of a throwback style guy from a intangible perspective. I do think our new wide receivers coach, though, is going to be pulling the current guys we have up.
Huh. Okay.
So that's my thought. And Big E, I actually agree with you. I think Julio Jones um, could have actually done even better if he was on a different team with a different quarterback throwing him the ball.
Still elite, but yeah, I agree. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think that's totally fair. So overall, Kyle, I wouldn't, I certainly wouldn't be upset with that as a pick for the Broncos, but I do think if we went wide receiver round one and got Nick as an example or something close to him, um, we would likely have then made a decision to move off of Cortland Sutton at that point, because we're already in a bit of a like our coaches have already said they like our wide receiver room. They believe that Bo is kind of coming up with the wide receivers, like the collective group is all kind of growing together, which
got Mims and Franklin, pretty young.
Mims, Franklin, Bryant, like the entire group is kind of growing together and building that chemistry. And so that that's something that is not that common. Like most quarterbacks are forced to work with a specific group of wide receivers. They don't get to grow with them like the way that we're allowing our quarterback to. And a new wide receiver coach as well, who is quite good, I believe, is going to allow those wide receivers to even take that next step forward. Um, but I think if we do get a guy like that, then Sutton is basically all but gone, which, fair enough. But I think it'll be an interesting move if the Broncos make it. But I do think that the Broncos will draft a wide receiver this year in 2026,
Just
and I
to
think that
add
they're
on
going,
to that room.
and I think that they're going to be targeting a taller speed guy in this draft, like this year,
I think the
because
Chargers are doing the similar.
we need that on our team, and I think that's something we're going to be targeting.
QJ is a free agent. We don't know what's going on with him, and with McDaniel, I'm sure he's going to want to add his flavor to this offense in one way or another. So whether
Yeah,
that's the free agency or the draft, but it's going to be tough for the draft. There's only Chargers only have 5 picks, so I think they might focus that on the trenches opposed to weaponry.
like this one.
I think the Raiders will have a better. Ooh, that's a hot take.
So, chat, let's hear your answers to this one down below.
I'm spending his beer money on this, guys.
He is. Let's I want to see responses to this one, chat. Let's keep this one going.
I mean, dude,
this is a doozy. This is low key.
I'm
This
telling
is
you.
low key, like not like it comes off as controversial, but it's low key not really at all.
Right. That's perfect.
I'm
It's like
telling you.
it shouldn't be controversial. It shouldn't be that controversial because it definitely possibly could happen.
The Raiders are obviously rebuilding.
There's
the
3
Chiefs-
articles, Nav, that saying the Chiefs are rebuilding too. 3
Right.
articles that
No.
one of my Charger guys put out.
Look, rebuild and retool are 2 different things.
Sure.
So, but McDuffie, when I saw that today, I'm like, dude, really? McDuffie? I'll tell you what, I'll put that dude in the top 8 corners in the league.
Yeah, I think. Were they having him? If I'm not mistaken, was he playing? They're having him play on the inside opposed to the outside.
No, they did a pretty much their backside of their defense was nickel.
Well, I'm talking. I don't know something. I think there was something going on with McDuffie. He wanted to play. I could be mistaken. I could be mixing him up with somebody
He wanted
else.
to be a freaking outside, no kidding. Take the number 1 guy always, and he was expensive.
Jack, you're right. They did get a haul.
So, yeah, they did get a haul on McDuffie.
But I mean, cool, Kev. You look, Chiefs. They need a running back. They need probably a succession plan for Kelsey.
The reality is,
Chris Jones doesn't know he's playing every week.
Casey did not get that much for it. They got a 3rd and a 4th this year,
and they got a 1st, 3rd, and 4th, I think, and then a 7th for next year or something. I'll look it up.
No, it was not as good as it looks.
I want to say it was 4 picks, but
it was 4 picks, but 2 of them are next year.
Okay, let me double check.
I don't think they got a 1st for it. I think it was a 2nd, a 3rd this year, and then something a little bit better next year. That's what I think. Like I said, I got in here off work. I was like 40 minutes, and crap's been crazy. So
it's the Rams are sending the number 29th pick, a 5th, and a 6th. So that's 3 picks in this draft, and then a 2027 3rd.
Oh damn, that is kind of a haul. My bad. Yeah. I only caught what I got on the radio, but when they start bouncing players like that, they're obviously in a retool mode, get young, that type deal, and that tells me that Mahomes is not going to be ready to play at the beginning of next year.
Also, let's check. I mean, obviously, we know the cap isn't really real per se, but they were not sitting too well money wise. They
were at the top of the cap.
So they restructured. They're at 24. They're at like almost 25 right now. So they are mid pack right now. They were in the red last week, so they did some restructuring and moved some stuff around. So
yeah, but still not enough. I mean, I'll tell you what, that 24 under the cap, it doesn't replace McDuffie. That's they better do damn good in the draft. They better.
Which I think, well, there's a guy in one of my chats. I think Veach is a really good GM, but another guy in my chat was talking. He was like, Veach doesn't draft well. So I don't know.
Casey knows how to develop DBs. Jack, how do you know? They just draft good talent, or they trade for good talent. You know, you don't have to develop DBs. DBs are what they are.
No, that's not necessarily true. If you look at what Casey has done, they've drafted some of their. No, Casey has drafted some of their corners in the later rounds and also safeties, and they have panned out to be above average in the NFL.
But they always have a veteran in there that is actually showing them how to be
100%. 100%. But
it's not about the coaching staff developing it. It's about always having that dude in there that shows them. They just got rid of McDuffie, who's the guy now.
Have you guys heard the latest rumor for Crosby from the Bears? What they're willing to offer?
It's a lie.
Well, it's Tremaine Edmonds, DJ Moore, and 2 first-round picks.
Bye, Max.
I mean, there's
Bye.
DJ Moore becomes your X, which the Raiders need, right?
And Tremaine Edmonds as well.
And then 2 firsts.
Let's go.
But there's also Dallas is up to something too, and Jerry's desperate, and I'm like, what is he going to try to throw at the Raiders?
So here's been
Jerry has realized that he can't have any more kids, so he's willing to give up his left nut just to win a Super Bowl before he dies.
Right, and you just saw what they're allowed to give up now: 5 firsts, 5 future firsts.
If that's out there from the Bears, the Raiders are going to sit back and wait. You know what I mean? It's like, okay. The thing about it is with the Bears, I'm not sure they saw Dahlman freaking walking out the door.
So, no, good point. That had to have put a wrinkle in everything that's going on because Dahlman was one of their big hits.
They're one of the best centers in the NFL.
Yep. And by the way, guys, Dahlman's 27. We're seeing guys, like especially in this last 10 years, so many young guys hang up the cleats.
Hey,
like, I don't know if they're getting emotional.
I'll tell you what, to be honest with you, we have needed that wide receiver 1 for a long damn time. And DJ Moore is that guy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
DJ
Moore needs for a fresh start. He needs a fresh start. And he's that guy. He's
not spectacular. Shit, he was drafted by the Panthers. Yeah. Panthers didn't have a freak quarterback to throw the ball to him. That's why he went to the Bears.
I felt like Caleb was thrown to his other guys more than he was with DJ last year. So
because DJ was like double, triple covered the entire season because that was all they had, really. Yeah. You know what I mean? As far as with the Panthers, but
so
damn, you can't mess around. You throw DJ Moore out there and you keep Trey Tucker, who's a speedster, that's a possession guy too, that can break tackles and beat you, and is also a willing blocker. And then you have Brock Bowers, Mike Mayer, Genty, who can also catch. That's a problem for any defense.
Sounds like there's 5 teams that have been calling on him. Rightfully so.
I bet there's more than that, actually.
Yeah. I guess there's more than that.
Now, just real quick just real quick on your question below. So long as Mahomes is actually not back to start the year, which I think is probably going to be true.
Very possible.
And even if he is back, I think he's not going to be back even close to 100%.
Right.
And then does Richi Rice get some second, like some more punishment, perhaps? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that if your coach, who I think you finally got the guy that's going to start stabilizing your team, because I think Kubiak comes from a pedigree that he just knows what not to do. Yes. His dad's going to tell him to, not be a jerk and do the things the right way and all that sort of thing. You have an offensive coordinator who is proven on your team.
He's back.
And
Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah. No, but I meant like the Raiders. I just think you guys have done pretty good.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I think you guys have done well in your kind of building of the roster and building of the team and that kind of stuff.
I've got a lot of young talent, man.
And so
offense.
Your coaching staff combined, if you draft fairly well, which you did draft well last year, and if you do something like that again this year, I would certainly say it's a real possibility.
Dude, 10 picks with the potential of another first in this year's. So
Yes.
11, and then you have ammo to keep moving back up, which unfortunately, like this draft isn't totally stacked with like high end, but that's still, who's to say that they couldn't jump into the top 15 or something again? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like kind of what Nav was saying earlier with Jeremiah Love, possibly.
It's like that's deadly.
I don't think they'd do that, especially with Genty
No,
there.
but it's deadly if you think about
No,
it.
but
Right.
Nav, what you're better off doing as a team, if I'm going to be honest,
No,
is
I'm with you. It's hypothetical.
I could see
no,
them getting a good offensive
no.
lineman.
That's exactly what I was going to get at.
Yeah.
Your best option as a Raiders fan right now should be going back into the first, bolstering your offensive line with an additional lineman or two.
Negative.
Yes.
No.
Whoa.
No.
Tell me why, Nav.
Free agency.
No, O line and free agency sucks, bro. Believe me, because that's what I've been looking into.
Wait, look, defense needs to be the priority.
You are skipping. Yes, you are transitioning
in the early part of the draft.
Yeah, you are.
You get O lineman later.
He makes a good point. There's good points. Yeah.
When you're rebuilding, you know what I mean. Look, we're drafting Mendoza #1. If that doesn't happen, I'll be as shocked as I've ever been in the 55 years of my life. I'd be shocked. This dude is by far the best shot we have from a mental standpoint, size, strength, throwing arm, decision-making, all this that we've ever seen walk into that building. That is probably going to happen. So that is the #1 pick, right? So if I put that in my pipe and smoke it, okay, done. We're done in the first round, unless other things happen, right? So other things could happen to give us another first rounder. However, now we have to address that need. So
yeah, you're right.
Max gets traded. That saves Malcolm Kuntz's job.
But Nav, you're also, the organization knows that they're rebuilding, right? So they could be like, look, let's focus on our gem, which is going to be safe. That thing does happen with Max. Your gem is now going to be Fernando.
Yes.
They're going to be like, we're doing everything on the offensive side right now. We can fill in free agency on the defensive side with maybe a few guys from the draft.
Yes.
And then they'll go forward that way. And then maybe next year they focus more on the defense.
So here's my thought process. Let's say we go, nope, Jets, you can have Fernando. However, we need both your firsts.
I think the Jets would do it. Yeah, the Jets are the Jets, man.
Then if that's the thought process, then we need both your firsts, and we also need Breece Hall.
They franchise tag
or Garrett. Yeah, they just franchise tagged them. But look at the franchise tag. The team can release him.
Sure. Yeah. The Jets have to be the worst ran organization in this league,
right?
Man.
But or Garrett Wilson, we could actually take him from him too. So
Garrett, damn.
You look at that in a certain way. I looked at what in the hell could actually happen if we don't take Mendoza. That actually offers us like 3 first rounders in like a combo trade through all these different things.
What tackle is he talking about? Lomo?
If we trade back to the Jets for #2, then we trade the 2 out to the Giants, who need what?
They need a lot of stuff, but they've been looking at a
hardcore, like the #1 receiver in the draft. That's what they need.
I've been seeing a lot of Sonny Styles going to the Giants, though. The linebacker,
or the linebacker, right?
Yeah.
So then you go, okay, we'll give you the #2, and we'll move to 3 for your first and next year's.
Dude.
So it just depends. This draft is going to be freaking epic. If the
I mean, for the Raiders, yes.
if the Raiders don't select Mendoza, it's gonna change everything.
I think they grabbed their guy, man.
No, they're doing it.
Yeah,
There's
you grab
no
your guy.
question in my mind. It's pretty much written in stone on a stone tablet with a freaking chisel and hammer, man.
If this draft goes my way for my team, I hope they trade back multiple times.
Yeah,
I honestly do not want my team drafting in the first round this year.
that's what you have to do in
We
your
only have
position
5 picks.
because you're a playoff team. You have to freaking build depth.
Well, check this out. We only have
that's
5 O-line. You can see my hand. 5 O-linemen currently on this roster, and 2 of them are starters. The rest are futures guys. This front office has a huge job to do. They have to get 3 more starters on the offensive line, which is easier said than done, especially what I said earlier. I keep reiterating that multiple teams O-line, and I am not a fan of offensive line in free agency this year at all. There are some decent guys, but they're not great. And then also both of our edges, or 2 of our 3 of our edges, are free agents, and Khalil Mack and Odafe Owe. And it sounds like Odafe Owe is pricing himself out, where the Chargers are like, we're just going to let this guy walk. He's going to, I've heard up to $24 million in a year for him. And then Mack, what I just heard a rumor, where was it? Oh, an article on Yahoo, they predicting him to go to the Eagles. So for a year or whatever, which I thought was kind of interesting. But yeah, I hope my team trades back. And then Richi, I've seen your team. I'm surprised you didn't mention Sadiq, because that was who I was early seeing mock to you guys. But it sounds like his draft stock has risen so much that he's out of probably our price range, right? Draft wise. But yeah, man. I don't know. Who have you guys seen who has been mocked to you guys? Like, Richi, have you seen any mocks, like who the Broncos are?
If any of those mock drafts plan out the way I've seen, then I'm going to punch someone in the head.
So I've been pretty happy with the mocks that they've had to the Chargers, because I'm big trenches. I'm like, I hope they go trench, like back like in 3-4 rounds. I don't care. All the rounds go trenches. Well, I would like a linebacker, but like I said, I hope they get out, because my favorite guy is Ione, the Penn State dude, but I think he's a top 15 pick. I think he goes to the Ravens. And then obviously for the Raiders, it's Mendoza, and then you guys have a second pick in the wait, 36. No, you don't. You do have a second pick, or the 26th pick?
No, not in the first round, but
okay,
36.
Not in the first 36, so close. And so you have ammo, so you can move back in if you'd like.
I think that could easily be Omar Cooper.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Oh wow. And then Jack said something. Get a great nose tackle now, 3-4 defense.
No,
there's guys who
his name's Adam Butler.
Right. There's
you just
guys
gotta move to the nose tackle position.
There was guys at the combine, like where you were at, Nav, that talk to people who know people. Apparently, the Chargers really want to get another nose tackle. Well, they're going to lose their nose tackle in free agency because they want to free up their D tackles.
Right.
So, and that's why I kind of asked about Caleb Banks, because apparently Jim Harbaugh was kind of in love with Caleb Banks, which I'm like on the fence about him because he plays so high. You know, he could play. He's all over the place, but he's in like the 90th 5 percentile in his body type. So if they can harness him in some way, he can be a wrecker on that D line.
I got to know who Raiders News Central is. That's obviously a name change.
He subscribes to you, right? Yeah.
So I don't even know what the hell that is. I don't know how to do all this freaking AI shit. I really don't. It's not a. I mean, I'm an electrical engineer, but that means I know electricity, not computers.
Yeah, you're more hands-on. Yeah.
AI is awesome. I get to do
it's fun. It's fun and scary.
I'll get there, at some point. Oh, it's Chew. Dude, that dude changes his name like every 5 seconds.
He's running from somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get to do a lot of really awesome stuff with AI, including some things that I'm not going to be able to admit to. You get to do some really cool stuff with it to test stuff.
So,
Robert, you're going to need to bump that money up.
That right there is next level cool if you sign the both of them. So, Devin Lloyd is my target. That's my target right there.
You guys have a great advantage. The Raiders have a really good advantage. Is the state tax in Nevada?
Yes,
it's so huge. That's been a hot topic this offseason. Why we think like we miss out on some free agents and such is just the crazy state tax in California is ridiculous.
Can you put on Bourbon Country Raider, please? I just sent you a link to the Raider side of the house.
Yeah, Buffalo Trace is
up in the chat, bro. However, he's So Bourbon Country Raider, he's 19 years active, currently at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Originally from Kentucky, going to Korea for 2 years. Favorite everyday bourbon is Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace is actually very good. It is
it blew up for a minute, a couple of years ago.
It's pretty good, man. And it's like here in Tennessee, like you see it everywhere.
Yeah. I think I have a bottle or two upstairs.
That right there is a true freaking dude, in the U.S. I mean, Korea is.
Do they make everybody in the Army go to Korea? All my guys are in the Army.
South Korea. He's probably in Busan, Kunsan, or something like that. It's near what we call the DMZ, which is the demilitarized zone.
Yeah, he's going to the good Korea, not the bad Korea.
Well, he's going to the side that you're not getting shot at if you go to the other side.
Yes.
Because they literally have soldiers staring at each other all day long.
Not going to Rocket Man's wasteland.
At the point of entry, there's soldiers staring at each other from either side.
With the aviators on. I like what the South Koreans wear. They wear like the aviators. And they got the helmets on and stuff.
I don't know if that's true.
No, it is. Yeah, look up the pictures of the North Korean and South Korean.
No, I don't have to look it up. Been there.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got pictures. They like literally wear different uniforms, but I like the fact that they're wearing sunglasses.
Let's talk about AI again. Shall we do that?
So
the thing about it is, they've been at South and North Korea have been two separate countries for years, right? Many years.
Since the 50s.
These soldiers don't have any problem with each other. They just are not allowing anyone to come across from either side. That's what they're doing. Oh, he's near Busan. Okay, Busan, yep. But yeah, currently Fort Campbell, 101st Airborne. Damn, really?
This is definitely historical.
Full out Army badass, bro. Just 101st Airborne.
He's gonna get familiar with soju.
Yeah. So let's work on closing out the show. Let's do a quick rapid fire roundtable here.
Okay.
2 or 3 guys that we think are going to be traded from our teams. We'll start with you, Neff.
Well, I have a good one and a bad one. The good one is buy Gino, and we might actually get something out of this guy.
Yeah, probably.
So the $8 million we'll save if we cut him. I think Minnesota or the Falcons might actually take over his contract for us and actually give us maybe a 5th or 7th rounder for him. And I'm like, somebody picks up the phone and says that, you do it right now. Don't care if it's fifth or seventh. We don't have to pay him, and you're going to give us a pick? Cool. And they're like, well, maybe we won't give you a pick. Like, cool. Take his contract. Done. I'm just going to give him to you. And you just pick up what's left. And I'm good with that. There are others that say that possibly Kubiak might say, let's keep him around because he might be actually a pretty good dude to have around Mendoza. But there are people saying that. I'm like, dude, the moment you flip off the Raider Nation, even if it was one person, you kind of fucked that up. So, sorry, I threw an F-bomb. I tried not.
He burned that bridge a long time ago.
Yeah, but he burned that bridge. So he's gone one way or the other. But if we can get a draft pick for him, come on. Bye-bye. And if that's the case, it'll be before March 11th. So, because that's cut day. Once March 11 hits, they're going to be like, bye, and we'll pay you. That's fine. Get out. So, and then he'll be an unrestricted free agent. Somebody will pick him up off waivers or whatever it may be. So that's perfectly fine. That's a good trick. That's a good bye-bye. Here's another one I think is going to happen, regardless of how much people love Max Crosby. There's just not been enough Max saying it's not happening. He wants to win. Is key, though. He wants to win. He wants to go to a Super Bowl. My first thought is, well, we're not trading him to anyone. We're not trading him to anyone that is the Jets or the Giants or anything like that, because if he wants to win, he's not going there.
Sure.
So we have to look at teams like the Rams, the Lions, the Cowboys, those that are in that, just need that dude over the edge, right? Here's the thing I've always thought is he's coming off injury. No, but he's still using a cane. So my first thought was this. Are we probably trading Max? More than likely, but I don't see it happening in the offseason. I see it happening as a team starting to get push into the playoffs, and they need that dude. That's when you're going to get the trade value for him. However, the shit I'm seeing right now, they don't even care. This dude had a surgery he should have had 3 years ago, and it got nothing but worse. So if I was a GM or a team owner, I'd be like, I'm not going to throw 2 first-rounders at this dude, not knowing how he's going to respond to all the surgery. That's what I would say. But the more I look at it, the more I see it, there's more and more interest. So I see Bears, Cowboys, and even the Rams, even though they just got McDuffie, they still have a lot of bullets in their chamber.
Gotta remember who their GM is. He's F them picks.
I mean, they got a hell of a lot to offer. I mean,
and where's the Super Bowl at this year?
SoFi.
Right here. So you know the Rams have got their ears perked.
And how many years you have with Stafford left? Don't know. Right? Mm-hmm. So, and he's still one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
100, yep.
I mean, the dude, MVP at what age? I mean, for crying out loud, dude. They just need a few pieces. That's all they need. So, I hate to see it, but damn, if somebody's dumb enough to offer that kind of crap, I mean, you got it. But then we got to replace it at the same time. So, but if the mindset is we're not trying to go to a super or trying to go to the playoffs or whatever next year, we're just trying to get better and build, then it doesn't matter at that point. We just don't know what the mindset of the team is. They just don't really say it. Rebuild has been said a couple times by management, but not many. So that's the two that I think are going to be fairly major. One of them I'm very happy about. If we get anything from this dude or somebody else to pay his freaking check, then we give him up in a heartbeat. That's Gino. Max is going to be a hard sell for me if I'm an incoming team based on him coming off an injury. It's a major knee surgery. I do not see them throwing those kind of numbers around on a major knee surgery. Still can't put weight on his leg as of yesterday. I'm just saying, it's crazy because he's approaching 30, which in defensive end terms is actually kind of the prime for them. 29, 30 years old, that's where a defensive end's in their prime. But man, he come off this knee surgery was extensive. So that's it for me on that one.
DZ, what do you got?
I just went through the roster. There's a lot of free agents. Obviously, the Chargers have a lot of cap. If I were to see one player, it'd probably be Quentin Johnson. He's in his last year of his contract. And if any team wants to kind of like take on that pedigree, like, oh, he was a first-round pick, he has improved every year. I know that they like him, but now that they're going into a new offensive scheme, I could see them potentially moving off of him, maybe to get like a future pick or maybe even something in this year's draft from a team. The thing is, though, if you trade him, then you have another need to fill. So it's like, it's a double-edged sword, kind of thing. Like, so yeah, that's really the only guy. I mean, there's some other guys I was kind of thinking about. Kyle Kennard, maybe. He was the edge rusher they drafted last year, who was kind of a non-factor on that defense. He was like, one of the top sack guys in the SEC when he was coming out, but he could potentially not be a scheme fit, even though he's staying in the same scheme. Maybe they were so that's another guy. Maybe when somebody take a gamble on him, he goes to another team. But yeah, QJ or him, only two I can really see. Yeah, unfortunately, that's about it, Rich. You're on mute, or your headphones are jacked up.
Sorry.
There you go.
My number one is Ben Powers.
Yep.
I just think that that's just a no-brainer. You save a bunch of cap. You have other offensive linemen that are within reach to fill in. Palcho's a guy that you're not going to let walk. He played pretty awesome, actually, filling in for him when he was hurt.
Right.
So, like, you already have potential replacements in the building that are cheaper, and you can save money by trading him and letting him go. And then, but more importantly, he's still a good offensive lineman that other teams would trade for sure.
Oh, 100.
So, like, you're in a win-win situation as a Denver Broncos team right now. So I think he's going to be traded off. Number two, Jarrett Stidham. I think when you look at the need at quarterback around the league, the fact that the current quarterbacks in this year's draft are nothing to write home about, I think that Jarrett Stidham has a real potential of having some pretty decent trade value actually for my Denver Broncos. And so I think that we've seen preseason play from Jarrett where he has been exceptional. I think that he was thrown into the fire a little too late at the end of the season without enough prep. so I don't necessarily put that last game on him per se. And I think that he's going to be given a shot to potentially start again this year and go from there. And then Riley Moss. um, Riley Moss is an interesting guy on the Denver Broncos.
He's definitely trade bait.
This is the last year in his contract. The Broncos already have Surtain under contract. The Broncos have already said they want to sign and are likely going to re-sign Jaquan McMillan, who is like one of the best slot corners in the league right now. Like, it's just a fact. And Jack, this is for you. That's the undrafted free agent that we've had on our roster for the last 4 years that's killed it. And then Jahdae Barron was our first round draft pick last year, who I believe will likely fill in for Riley Moss if we do trade him. And then another guy that a lot of other folks that are not the Broncos fans forget that we even have, who's also filled in when need be and done very well, is Chris Abrams-Drain, or KAD, as a lot of the Broncos fans will call him. And so we have, as Nav indicated earlier, like, it's really an embarrassment of riches at the corner position for the Broncos. It really is. Like, we have done incredibly well at that spot. And like, it's just like it's just a fact. and I think that opens us up to take another flyer on another developmental guy in the mid to late like draft and then develop them too. So I could see Riley Moss being a trade candidate for us as well. So those are my three.
Cornerbacks develop cornerbacks. Coaches do not. They either do or they don't.
I could see you guys also like dumping Evan Ingram. It can be another guy that they just say, here's somebody want him for a 6th or something.
That's possible. The problem with that is that I don't think any team will take him.
Yeah.
I think he's more valuable to us than he is for another team. And I think that another team is going to say, release him, and then we'll take him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually the way it goes.
Yeah. Ain't happening. It's Gino. So here's the thing. There's enough rhetoric out there that Kubiak has said that he would like to keep Gino in the building. You know what I mean? Because he wants QBs in the building. He wants to
probably that to be with Mendoza.
Well, he wants to analyze all of it.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to like punch the skill players out. He doesn't want that. He wants to analyze the offense. He goes, there's going to be very few cuts and releases on offense. He just said, I need to see all of it, which he said correctly, because there's really nothing that can be taken from last year. Nothing. Zero. It was a shit show coaching job. So I get it where he's like, I'm walking through the door and I'm not going to turn a player out of this door until I know. You know what I mean? So you may be very surprised Gino may still be in the building. You know, until come up to the trade deadline and somebody needs a backup or somebody gets hurt or whatever, and you send Gino off for a freaking 3rd round.
That Minnesota situation is definitely...
The Minnesota situation is a shit show.
Yep.
So...
Because I think they have a new GM too, right? Like the new GM didn't even draft McCarthy.
Oh.
See, Minnesota could be an interesting spot for Stidham. In my opinion.
Kyler Murray too.
Yeah.
A lot of...
I mean, so the thing about it is you send Kyler Murray there and he throws a 2020 season out at you, because he was a freaking balling 2020, 2021.
And Minnesota did something interesting today too. They released, I think, a few guys and like put up another guy on the trade block, like some of their defensive guys, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I mean, Arizona's just dumping the house pretty much.
I think there's a few teams that are kind of clean slate. I think Miami's been doing that.
Tua is listed as QB3 right now on Miami's depth chart. I mean, if that's not a foregone conclusion, I don't know what is. So, I mean, I see Minnesota with either Kyler Murray or Tua. So, that being said, J.J. McCarthy sucked so bad that where is J.J. McCarthy going to end up after all this shit?
Somebody will probably have him back up, take a chance on him.
Yeah.
Also, do you guys see Stephon Diggs is getting released as well?
Released?
Yep.
From the Bills, right?
Patriots.
The Patriots. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's weird that Stephon Diggs is the most traveled Diggs.
He's a cancer in the locker room from what I hear.
Trevon Diggs doesn't go anywhere. You know what I mean? Trevon Diggs is one of the best corners in the NFL when he's healthy.
I can't find the Viking stuff now.
The Diggs family likes to travel. So, but Trevon Diggs is actually a freaking badass. He just, for whatever reason, can't stay healthy.
That's often the case, though, right? The guy who's the character guy in the family, has problems. The guy who is the diva is the guy who's probably the better, like, overall player because he's on the field. Yeah, but it's unfortunate. It always happens that way, it seems. Well, the only exception to that is
the Watts, like the Watt family.
Well, the Watt family are kind of like universally just like good dudes all around.
Yeah.
And then to their credit, the Gronkowskis are pretty similar to that too. They're kind of like, the three Gronkowskis that made it to the NFL were kind of unilaterally like always seen as like just good dudes.
You can't hate the Kelsey family
either. Well,
I mean,
Travis Kelce's a little bit of a prick.
He's a prick. He's a prick, but they're both freaking Hall of Famers. I mean,
that I agree with. And for what it's worth, Jason Kelce reran his workout from the Eagles at their facility, and in many of those markers beat out his playing day stats.
Yeah, I mean, look at him. The dude's trimmer, slimmer, and the dude, what did he run, a 4.6 or some shit like that?
Yeah, he did.
41, 42 years old.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you get up to that level of athleticism as a human, and he's got a long way to fall.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's got a long way to he's here. He's got a long way to go down. So
yeah,
good for him. But I think overall it's going to be an interesting next probably week.
What's the next big date where stuff starts
March
happening?
11th is the next big day.
Yeah, I think the 9th. The 9th they can start legally messing around.
They can tamper. They can start talking.
All right,
folks. And then the 11th is actually cut day. That is
so.
Next
Wednesday, the next show is D-Day.
Come back, folks.
That'll be an interesting day to
get
into.
One.
Do you guys predict? All right, for your teams on the 11th by our showtime, do you think any of your teams will have made a move for acquiring a player?
Yes.
Okay. Richie?
Well, we have attempted to make a move, yes. I don't think we will have actually made one, although they could surprise me. But I don't think we're gonna actually have made one.
All right.
So
Now,
any players released are fair game at this
right.
point.
Obviously. All right.
So,
Predictions. Where does Linderbaum go?
not to the Raiders.
Rich, where do you think he gets signed to? Do you think he goes back to Baltimore, New York, Tennessee?
Chargers.
Fuck, I don't think so. But
I think the Chargers have enough cap, and I think that the Chargers have history to show that the last time that their offensive line truly gelled
was 2020 or something.
Was Lindsley.
Lindsley. Yep, Corey Lindsley.
And the proof is kind of in the pudding there. And I think that they're going to try to go after a guy that they think can, take them into the future a little bit.
Bourbon, he's got him going to the Raiders. Okay.
Linderbaum could go to the freaking Bears now.
That's also, I don't know what what they've got going on money wise.
Well, with him retiring, that is immediate release of that cap.
And then there's another guy, Shaheed. That's another Alec Pierce. He wants to test free agency.
Alec Pierce is going to be a target.
And then McGovern, the other center, he pretty much said, "I'm not coming back to Buffalo." He's like, "I'm going to go. Bye-bye."
He's done with the snow, Richie. I think he's over the snow.
So yeah,
he was always a pansy when he was here too. So
I think you guys have like 2 ex centers from other teams that just got released. I think McGovern and then
Cushenberry,
yeah. And then I think there's like 2 or 3 other guys, not that they were Broncos, but they're getting released as well.
The thing about it is Linderbaum, I've watched a lot of video of this dude getting pushed upfield.
So there's argument to that, Nav, and I agree with you. I was not a fan. They said that he last year was like, from what everybody's saying is that he played next to the 2 worst guards, which I'm like, hold my beer. And then I'm sure Raider fans are like, hold my beer as well. Yeah. So they're saying that his play was a result to the guards that he played with last year.
Negative. Here's the thing. A center cannot get pushed backwards in pass.
I agree.
You cannot get pushed backwards in pass pro.
We were asking for Andre James so bad to start, and then when he did get play time, you just watched him just go
back into the backfield.
Yeah.
Your center cannot be backwards. He's got to get the ball to the quarterback and then go hot.
He's the tip of the spear, man.
And that's JPJ.
Yeah.
Every single snap I watch this dude. I'm sitting there watching him. I'm watching hundreds of snaps from JPJ. The dude is forward, blasts his own dude, and then goes and sees who else he can kill. And referees are going, "Hey, you're being a little too aggressive." He goes, "Well, is that a penalty?" And no. Okay, cool. Why are you talking to me right now?
Yeah.
You know, I hate that whole thought process of that. And what got JPJ hurt is he got played out of position. He got freaking tripped up on a pull play as a guard, and it ended the season.
Well,
come on,
he's gonna get used to pulling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, he can pull. He pull from center.
Yeah, but he just got hurt.
Contact at velocity.
Yeah.
As a guard, you're pulling around, and you're at full speed when you make contact. JPJ needs to put the damn guarding cap on and be the center, and then we don't have to worry about center.
Dude, Linderbaum and JPG next to each other would be
that would be pretty epic. And the thing is, if Linderbaum was there, he would be the center, no question. And I'm okay with JPJ at guard. He just needs to protect himself.
2 wrestlers next to each other.
A little bit too much. just from his own health perspective.
Yeah.
It's my opinion on that. Look, JPJ was a great pickup. We stole that dude out of the draft. I have no doubt. But here's the thing. I think the West is going to be, well, we have a draft to deal with. We have free agency to deal with. We have all the stuff to deal with. I think we're still going to be freaking very formidable. If you look at the Raiders' defensive side of things, they got better after Pete Carroll. After Pete Carroll was gone, they were actually freaking dominating on the defensive side of the ball. Eric Stokes needs to be re-signed. That dude needs to be re-signed and needs to happen today. We don't wait for that shit. Eric Stokes going to be easy. An easy re-sign. That dude wants to be a Raider, always wants to be a Raider, and he was definitely our cornerback one. That dude never got beat for a touchdown in every game he played. Not one time.
I've got a couple predictions. I think Trey Hendrickson goes to the Colts. I think that they sign him.
I agree.
And then I think because I think Lou Amarillo's there now, his old DC. I don't think the Chargers re-sign Owe. I think Owe's
probably going to the Raiders.
He's gonna warrant a lot of money, and then maybe Mac comes back. I don't know.
So the Raiders, the entire Raider Nation's like no trading within the division, and
free agent.
I'm with you, but no trading within the division. You don't want to have that stuff going on.
Yeah, I frown upon that.
So typically, like McDuffie goes to freaking Rams, there's no way they want McDuffie on the freaking Chargers. There's no freaking way.
No.
You know what I mean? That would ruin their
corners low-key need for them, but not at the top of my priority.
But I'll tell you what, that is something the Chiefs said, just not the Chargers. Because they already have problems with the Broncos. They have to shoot probably the best corner tandem in the league. I mean, but I'll tell you what, I want Stokes. I want Stokes re-signed. I want Max's Max. Let's not talk about that. Adam Butler, defensive tackle. If we're doing the 3-4, let's move him to nose tackle. We'd be perfectly fine. You know, we don't have to worry about who's nose tackle. Not a lot of college defenses are running a 3-4. So you're not going to find a natural nose tackle. You're just not going to find that. They're that wide open offenses in college football. Not a whole lot of I formation, that type of shit. 3-4 depends on a freaking badass middle linebacker.
Oh,
and I'll tell you, the money we spend on defense in free agency is going to be Devin Lloyd, if able.
Dude, that would be a good get. Real quick before I forget this, Richie would like this. The Baltimore Ravens hired like an assistant, like strength and conditioning guy. He was the dietitian trainer dude for the All Blacks, New Zealand All Blacks, for 18 years.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really crazy out of the box hire that the Ravens just did that I thought you would appreciate, Richie. Because if you guys don't know about the All Blacks, one of the most dominating rugby teams in all of the world.
Oh, facts.
No, ever.
Right.
And
No,
that's why
ever.
we got
like ever.
We got this one dude called Lockie Tossie.
Yeah.
If this dude ever figures out how to play like full out NFL football, stand by. Yeah. This dude is a legend across rugby. An absolute legend. Nobody could stop him. That's the thing. Last year, we didn't get a chance to see a lot of these guys. So the thing about everybody getting all motivated on the Raiders side about trades and bringing people in and all this shit, we don't know who Charles Grant is. We don't know who Rodgers is. We don't know. we didn't have enough time for the people we drafted last year to actually see that. By the time we were freaking 1-5, those players should have been playing football. They should have been out on the field so we can see what they got. Lucky Tossie, I understand. He has to learn the game. But Lucky Tossie is the see-man, kill-man type guy. It's like, remember the documentary about Michael, the Ravens guy? Michael Orr. He literally did not know football. They just told him, see that guy and this guy? I want you to get this one first, and I want you to get that one. Don't put your arms around him. Just knock him down. That type of crap. That's Lucky Tossie in a nutshell. But just more explosive. So there's a lot to that. I mean, Tommy Eichenberg, best linebacker in the draft we drafted 2 years ago, sits on the scout team. How Ohio State linebacker, Green Dot, why is he on the scout team? You know, why is he on the practice squad?
Dude, we drafted I know we got to wrap the show up. We drafted the Green Dot for Ohio State, like, I don't know, in Telesco's era. And I remember when he got there and he just was like a nothing burger. I'm like, I don't get it. I'm like, what the heck happened? So there must be something with linebackers transition to the NFL where they really like go, oh my God, it's like hit or miss with them.
That's why I'm all about like a dude like Devin Lloyd or one of these other dudes that are going to be available that are Green Dot guys that are, and the only reason they're being released because the teams can't afford them anymore.
Yep.
Those type of dudes can teach those dudes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Outsiders. I mean, 3-4, you got to have 4 good linebackers in a 3-4. You have to. But the dude in the middle has to be the freaking dude. You don't get that from the draft. You do not get that from the draft.
Rarely. Yeah.
So my prediction is this: Devin Lloyd or a similar linebacker. There are a couple others out there.
I wonder if you guys signed Zion Johnson.
Well, true. But, yeah, Jansen said, shit, and I have half our players are playing out of their best positions. Exactly. I mean, when Jeremy Chen is playing free safety, that's a problem. He's a strong safety. He's a great big banger. That's what strong safeties do. You don't put them down in free safety. You just don't. I agree.
You guys are definitely drafting a safety. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah, free safety.
Yep.
A free safety. That's happening. Fast dude with good hands that can tackle.
Yep.
Free safety. Yes. So the other part about that is when you haven't had a chance to see the players that you drafted last year or the year before, I think as Kubiak, he's probably sitting there thinking, man, let me take a look at these freaking dudes we got before we get stupid. Now, granted, if we're doing a 3-4, I definitely need that veteran freaking middle linebacker. I need that guy. And here's the other piece with the salary cap that people are missing, like mostly in the Raider Nation. We have like 18 players on 1-year contracts. They're all going to be gone. 18.
Yeah.
Hardly any of them are going to be there, except for maybe Stokes. Need to keep Stokes. I think that dude freaking proved himself. Chen was on a 2-year, so we got him. But that's another $20 million when you bounce all the 1-year contracts from last year, because that's what Pete Carroll did. He just started bouncing people in there. Look, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be scared if Jamal Adams was still around. In a 3-4, that dude would be amazing.
He was playing pretty decent last year, I thought.
No, he played pretty good, but he was on a 1-year contract. Okay. So we have all these 1-year guys that's a whole nother freaking conversation. But the Raiders got a lot going on, and I'll end it with that. Richie, I know you want to get out of here. I know you're not feeling well. And DZ, love you no shit, man. I think everybody that's in my channel has already subscribed to you and Richie. So
Good stuff, man.
pretty much everybody's giving me confirmation that it's done, and done.
So I think next week is going to be really interesting. I think next week we're going to have a little bit more clarity in terms of where we're at and who we're keeping. I think that's going to be where we're going to get that clarity. I don't think we're going to know who we're bringing in. There'll be rumors and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I think
Sure.
there's going to be a little bit more clarity just in terms of like where everything stands. And I think that's going to make things real interesting real quick in terms of where we're all at. So
Yep.
with that in mind, everyone, I'd like to thank you all for joining the show. I want to
Hey,
thank
Richi,
everyone for the super chats again,
Richie,
too.
real quick, just wanted to throw this out to you just for next week's show. March 11th, 4 p.m. is the deadline.
Okay.
So
I
by
you're
the
gonna
time,
scream Raiders or something.
a lot of stuff's going to be a little bit new, just so you guys know. 4 p.m. March 11th is the deadline for the new league season.
Yeah, so that gives us 3.5 hours anyways before the show. So we'll have a little bit more
No
information
problem.
to go
We'll
for.
just wing it.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, that'll do it for the show. Want to thank the super chat there for he had 3 of them. So Kyle, thank you for that.
Heck yeah,
again.
Kyle.
Everyone else, thank you for joining the show. Thank you for participating in the show. If you have any questions that you missed, leave them down below and we will go from there. Aside from that, next week we will go into free agency cuts, etc. Also, because we'll have some tampering news as well, see what's going on there. But until next week, where the West Side's the best side, thank you for joining. Peace.
And our
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Tempo's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flame out. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Wait a minute, work hard.